What's going on, everybody out there? It's your boy Iggy, bringing you another episode of the New School Baseball Podcast. This is episode 9. Today, we talk a little bit about ZeroK wood bats. I show you some video, what I got sent to me, how I'm using them, that kind of stuff. Really quick, just a quick little video. And also, we talk about the Jays. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is here. He is the savior, or is he? We also talk about a little bit about trade rumors from the Blue Jays. All that, a little bit more coming up right now, right here on the New School Baseball Podcast. Alright, you guys, so I did talk about this a little bit in my my last episode there, but ZeroK bats, they're great quality bats. I got 2. I spoke to a gentleman, Martin. He emailed me earlier. We had some correspondence, and he got me to check them out. It was a good deal, and I've used these bats in batting practice, and I love them. They're great. They're just, I don't know, it's something about swinging them. It's just, you can tell it's a quality bat. It's not like you're not using a Rawlings big stick. This is a quality bat. And about ZeroK, they actually believe that the pricing of bats is way too overpriced. It's all inflated. So what they do is they do small batch orders with a premium billets that come from specialized sawmills. They turn them into high quality bats. They use a automatic lathe. They dip the bats in industrial lacquer, having a high coefficient of friction. And they let the buyers select their quality of bats, put writings on it and stuff like that. They don't laser engrave, but they do the customizing on the knob of the bat. Martin was actually so nice, as you can see there. He sent me some glove balm and bat wax. So the bat wax is very similar to Jesus Christ, pine tar. And the glove balm is just to help kind of get some tackiness on your gloves there as well. So that's awesome. Right now, you can go check out ZeroKBats.com. You can check out their bats for like $75 for a bat. That's it. Canadian, by the way. They're a Canadian company. They're based in Quebec. $75 for a bat. No crazy amount of inflation on it. They're high quality. They're really good. I got the K110. That's the 32 that you see there, and the K271. That's the 33 there. Both of those were yellow birch bats. And coaches out there, they also make fungos as well. They use maple for their fungos, which is great. I haven't actually swung one of theirs yet, but one of my buddies on my team is actually coaching a minor ball team as well, and he will be probably ordering one of those pretty soon. So when he does, I'm definitely going to have to check it out. But yeah, ZeroK bats, guys. I didn't really hear of them until last year. One of my teammates kind of used them, and he picked his up at Kahuniverse Sports, for those of you who know what Kahuniverse Sports is. But he ended up paying, I think it was closer to $110, $115 for his bat. With talking to Martin over at ZeroK, I also pointed my buddy over to their website, and now he's ordering just directly from their website. Him, his brother, myself. Pretty soon, their entire team is going to be. So I highly recommend you check them out. If you did, let them know that I sent you. You can tweet at them, follow them on Facebook, that kind of stuff. But I hope you guys enjoy. I'll keep you updated with my ZeroK bats and how I use them and my results coming soon. So, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has arrived. Baseball's #1 prospect in the MLB pipeline for 2019 has made it to the show. And what does that mean? Well, as a diehard Blue Jays fan, I've been looking at it. I obviously watched Guerrero's debut game. I've watched the games after that. The season sweep of Oakland was completed at the Rogers Center. All of these are really great signs that the team is driving and clicking together, but it doesn't mean that the team is going to all of a sudden make a pennant play. Now, A lot of guys, like as you can tell, the Blue Jays are moving Drury over from third to second to make room for the Guerrero call up. Richard Urea got sent back down to the minor leagues. Pardon me. Freddie Galvis moves over to shortstop. Instead, he was splitting his time between second and short, depending on where Urea was playing and who was playing on that left side. Now Galvis is kind of just full on shortstop. Smokey is more involved in first base, I would say, but they're starting to creep Rowdy Tellez in, so that you could see a possible platoon there. Catching wise, Danny Jansen's still the guy, which is great. Just kind of have that young guy who's going to be the guy with the core. And then, of course, you got your backups and stuff like that. So, outfield, Grichik's manning center field, where Pilar was, of course. And then we have Hernandez in left and right field. I don't know what they're going to do now because they did just sign Ben Revere again to a minor league deal. So, possibly call him up and have a platoon in left and move Hernandez to platoon in right. Or, sorry, keep Ben in left and move Hernandez to platoon in right is what I meant to say. So you got some options, and of course pitching, you got some depth there. The only person I'm really kind of suspect on is Sanchez, just because he did have that finger issue kind of rear its ugly head over the course of the weekend there, which is interesting. That hasn't been a thing for a while, so I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. But Vlad Jr. at third. Do I love it? Yes. I've waited, 2.5, 3 years for this day. This day that already happened. For this moment, and it's happening, and it's fantastic. And you can kind of see that by the way the team is playing after he got here. Everyone's kind of like, all eyes are going to be on us. We need to work together as a team. Stroman called a team meeting, players only meeting in Boston for dinner. And ever since then, it's kind of been in preparation for Vladdy. We gotta get it together. We gotta figure it out. And they're playing good baseball. Are they gonna win the AL East? Fuck no. No. Are they going to be semi-competitive? Maybe. Right now, as it stands, they're 14-14 going into play tonight, I believe. They're 14-14. They've been playing some pretty good ball. They've swept Oakland in the season series, 6 games straight. It's going to be interesting to see. And, yeah, half of that sweep was before Vladdy got here. But it's going to be interesting to see how it continues forward with that. I'm loving what he's doing. Fielding, he's pretty sound. He's got some stuff he needs to polish up, but for what I've seen, he's looking good. And at the batting, that speaks for itself. He hit a home run off the fourth deck windows of the bistro in Rogers Center, in batting practice. MLB Network showed him hitting bombs off a tee. It's just he's got the power. As soon as he starts figuring out some pitchers and kind of seeing what they're trying to do, and that's the thing with Vladdy, which I like, as he's now been dubbed Vladito. He's been he might go up and he might struggle against a pitcher in his first appearance, and then he'll start to kind of figure it out as he watches him work. Second appearance, he'll battle, and if he doesn't get something there, third appearance, you're fucked. Because he'll learn what you're trying to do and make that work to his advantage, which is crazy. So I'm interested to see how the rest of the season goes. That being said, there was a report that came out. I believe Ken Rosenthal reported on it. The Blue Jays front office is still interested in trading Marcus Stroman, Aaron Sanchez, and Justin Smoak. So, what do I think of that? It's tough. Stroman's still young. Sanchez is still young. And they could be a part of that core. That core that's really just kind of dominant. And if they kind of build around those two with, Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette, that would be a good thing to have. Just because, as we've come to find out as Jays fans or as baseball fans, if you've watched any other teams in the league, starting pitching is great to have. Good starting pitching is rare to find, and to have decent starting pitching is kind of what everyone wants. So it's one of those things where we have a Cy Young candidate for sure in Stroman. We have a dominant young pitcher who had a couple injury-plagued seasons in Aaron Sanchez, and you have a veteran first baseman in Justin Smoak. Now, I get why they want to trade Justin Smoak because, I mean, even though he's a great kind of clutch hitter, and, hitting the walk off a couple days ago, um, he is still he's older, right? He's getting up there. He's closer to 40 than he is 20. I believe. I believe he's 30. I believe he's 30. I could be wrong. But he's closer to that higher aged bracket than they would like for a first baseman. Because eventually, over time, all that happens in that situation is Smoke will kind of slow. Like, I'm not saying it will happen soon, but what happens after that? Let's say we keep him, we extend him, and then we kind of keep on to him again. What's going to happen is Tellez just gets older in the minors, and Smoke's performance at first defensively will degrade, which is, I'm not saying that's like a guarantee, but 90% of the times it happens, and then eventually he becomes the everyday DH. Like, look at David Ortiz, right? Started out playing some first base, went to becoming a DH, got really big, played some first base where he could, lost some weight, and then went back to being a DH again. So there's that. And I just think that with Smokey, it'll suck to see him go too. Like, slowly but surely, every single jersey I have in my Blue Jays jersey collection is just being traded away, and I'm like, God damn it. But and yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Of course, if any of those guys get traded, all the best for them. But I don't see Sanchez getting traded right away, just because he was so injury plagued last year. He just had a scare with an injury, and his starts have been okay. They haven't been fantastic. Stroman, if they wanted to shop him, they can probably get him gone by tomorrow, but I think they'll wait on him as well. Smokey's an interesting case. I don't think Rowdy Tellez is ready to be the everyday first baseman. So until that's happening, Smoke is the more near future. I feel like they'll hold out on Stroman just to see what they can get and try and get as much as they can. And Sanchez, if he goes, I feel like it's going to be right around the trade deadline. I honestly do. I feel like it's going to be one of those teams that's kind of on the fringe spot, needs a starter that can produce some stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe some guys starting on short rest, or the Jays stretching out their bullpen guys a little bit just so Sanchez works less innings so he stays healthy. I feel like that's probably something that would happen as well. But let me know your thoughts on what we're talking about on the Jays and their trade prospects down below. If you have any other teams you'd like me to analyze, do let me know down below as well. However, that does bring us to the end of today's New School Baseball podcast. That has concluded episode 9. Of course, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you. If you're new and you just found this podcast, feel free to subscribe. You can stay up to date. I upload every Tuesday or Thursday. And with that being said, of course, my name has been Iggy. You can give me a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Iggy772. But you've just been listening to the New School Baseball podcast. And remember, you can't get dirty if you don't slide. Take care. Bye-bye.